All right, hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Three Rails Four Dads. I'm Art from Art's Model Trains. Below me is Dell Hudson from the Dell Hudson Instagram channel, and that corner over there is Ray from Ray's Trains and Mike from the Datified channel. And of course, our guest tonight is none other than Sid from Sid's Trains. Yeah, let's see if we can point in the middle. There we go.
Yeah. I can't. It's reversed. I can't
Yeah,
tell.
every time. I'm going to draw something on my screen next time so I know where to go.
Don't use something permanent.
That's right. I'll draw it on my glasses so I know where to look.
I'm reverse.
All right. Who we got in the chat, guys? I see a bunch of things flowing through there.
I see Ray's Trains is in there. We got Lightfoot Roscoe, Steam Rail Willie. Wayne is here. He's here to support Ray, I bet. Ed Petita Burger here. Lionel Richie Trains. Dathan, don't worry. I'm bringing your car to York. I've been holding it for you for months, so you're finally going to get it. Radar's here. Rich Fuchs, Trains of Lark, one of our past guests. And we have a great guest tonight, guys, so let's get this going.
Oh, Newt is there. Hey, Newt.
Oh, the Newt show up. Okay, now we can. Wait, we got to wait for Chooch. It's not official till Chooch shows up.
Chooch is here. Right. Awesome. All right. So let's start with Ray, since Ray remembered his piece of paper today and forgot his.
All right.
But kick us off. But hey,
Okay.
So just so everybody knows, we're going to go through Sid. We've got the Lionel catalog. We're going to talk about York quickly if we have time. And then Atlas dropped today, right? So, or was that yesterday? Whatever.
Yesterday, yeah.
So we'll pull that up and try to go through some of that as quickly as we can too. So we're going to try not to make it an 8-hour show, but we got a lot to go through. So fire away, Dell. Ray.
All right. Well, so we got Van Rail in here, Brian and Gary and
Marshall. You're not late.
Ed.
Started, yeah.
All right. So I was stalking Sid's channel, obviously, going all the way back 8 years.
Yeah.
So I'll give the obligatory YouTube channel question. So 8 years ago you started. Why did you do it? I mean, there weren't many people doing it back then. And then now, like, what's your favorite kind of video that you make when you are making videos?
So back when I started, the only person that was even relatively close to my age doing this was Max Harris, or Max Rare was his channel at the time. And I just wanted to start my own channel because I already filmed my trains. I liked, showing them off, and, it was sort of just wanting to just be another person just showing off their collection and stuff at the time. There were plenty of other people doing it. Eric Siegel, Nick from PGH, and a bunch of other people who had come and gone over time. But I just wanted to kind of share my love of the hobby. I started going to York around that time, and back then it was just sort of a fun thing. I never thought it would get to this point. I'm very happy it has, because it's not only for me somewhat of a little bit of a business, but it's also fun. At the end of the day, I want to serve people, help them, spread awareness of the hobby, and just have a good time. And that kind of goes into your second part of that question was like, what's my favorite video to do now? My favorite kind of video now, I think really it still is just me working on something. Some of the most fun videos I've done in the past few years have been me working on some destroyed model. The GG1 I did is a great example. That thumbnail alone was fun to do. It's funny, in the thumbnail, I'm pouring water on it. That was it fully fixed, and I poured water on it, and then I quickly had to like clean it off and stuff. But just doing that is my favorite, because there's always questions. There's always somehow something someone can learn from what I'm doing, because regardless of what I'm working on, there's some tip or something I do that helps somebody in the end. Because like on that GG1, I probably mentioned something about a board, or like I did a third rail brass engine that was in pieces. I explained each component. I'm sort of similar to what like Norm Charbonneau does with the old TMCC stuff. And in the end, it usually helps somebody. And that's kind of what I love to do, is help people and serve the community.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, Mike, fire away.
Oh man, where to start? I kind of mentioned this before we got started, but disclaimer, folks. About a third of the trains that I'm looking at in my basement are running either directly thanks to or thanks to things that I learned from this guy. But actually, I'm not even going to get to the question that I had because I saw a good one from Newt asking about you probably get bombarded with questions. I was so thankful that you even took the time to help me with the daylight and such. How do you? A lot of people know that you fix stuff, that you're a wizard with this stuff. How do you manage all of the requests that undoubtedly come through? Yeah, just curious how you tackle all that.
Yeah, so Discord, ironically, has made communicating within the community very easy for a lot of people. And so when I can just text someone real quickly, like an answer, it's really easy. When it's emails, I have to go through my emails. I have so many emails, anything from can I buy something to can you do this to just, questions about repairing stuff. I never just turn down anyone. If I don't respond, it's usually either because I didn't see it or, in all honesty, the question probably could be answered by just a simple Google search. But most of the time, I try to answer as many questions as I can, and most of the questions I get are through like Instagram and channels like that where I can quickly answer them. And then when it's requests, I have a spreadsheet that's going probably way too long at this point of working on trains for people, when I'm going to do it. There's probably, I don't even remember, I haven't looked in a while, but there's probably a column of like my do I want to do it? Because there's some things I just don't want to work on. But obviously, there's not too many things I can't. And so it's sort of just a balance. I have to pace myself for sure. Answering questions is a lot easier than taking requests for work for people, because the amount of time at this point that it takes for me to do just one upgrade or conversion or something is a lot longer than it used to be, because my desire to have the quality of it be higher has made that time be longer. And so, yeah, it definitely comes down to pacing myself and then just being diligent and patient for sure.
Nice. In case anybody didn't notice, Ray's prepared for bed. He has his stuffed animal with him. Ray,
listen, I knew it was going to be a long screen, but
it's okay. Ray has the mattress in the corner there. He's gonna curl up. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think everybody in the comments here watched your video tonight, Ray. I got halfway through, so great video on that. And Mike had a great one out today. So, you guys, I love you guys because I can just write on your coattails and I don't have to put out anything. So,
all right. So we're gonna answer this. We're gonna answer this for Gold Standard before it gets away in the comments. Sid does have a separate channel. It's called Sid's Backshop, right? Backshop?
I do. Yeah, Sid's Backshop. Yeah, Sid's Backshop is literally just clips of stuff I've worked on running or being tested. It's sort of for people who just want to see something run for a second, basically. Yeah, though that channel name Sid Fix It or whatever was not a bad idea.
Sid's Backshop is responsible for me even knowing that the JLC Big Boy 4023 had a board that I could potentially put in my Lion Master. That video is the reason my big boy that I love to death has a voice.
Nice. All right. No, you got a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sid, you don't seem to have attachment to trains. I don't get that, because when I buy something, it takes a lot to pry it out of my hands and out of my collection. But I see you put a lot of stuff up for sale, usually around York time, which is understandable. But how do you determine, because even that British engine you got a year and a half ago when we were all at York, the gray one, and you upgraded it, and it's like, okay, it's for sale, and it's like, I couldn't do that. But what's your criteria for saying, is it do you get tired of something, or do you have a new interest and it's like, I got to get rid of something to get my new interest? That, how do you keep this revolving door of trains going?
Yeah, so over the past 5 years or so, I've definitely honed in on a very specific modeling, I guess, style, I guess. I've definitely gone very much towards Norfolk and Western, Chesapeake and Ohio, and Baltimore and Ohio, and then some New York Central. This whole wall behind the camera is 3 New York Central passenger trains. Of course, you have to have a big boy. You can't not have a big boy. Come on. But
Ray.
it's
Come on, Ray.
I'm working on it.
but no. The thing with the selling of stuff is I sometimes sort of just want to own something for a little. I want to feel what it's like. And it might not be something I expect to own for a very long time. Good friend Johnny Automotives just made a video on an AC9.
Yes.
That was the AC9 that you guys filmed at Chris Montagna's house. That I don't own that anymore. And that was sort of a case of I wanted to see what it's like. I wanted to own it, and then I wasn't using it much, so I felt like someone else should use it more. Same thing with that like British engine. It's very special, very cool, but I think someone else could enjoy it more. And
you've made it more enjoyable with the stuff that you've done with it too.
Exactly. And so sometimes I do that. It's not as frequent anymore, but I used to buy stuff just to upgrade it and sell.
Like to flip
I've definitely reached a point where like I have everything I have right now is probably not really going to go anywhere. The one thing I can't seem to ever hold on to is ironically J classes. I've owned like 12 of these over the years, just different versions, MTH, Lionel, Williams. And so it really just comes down to whether I think it really fits in. And at this point, my mentality is buy once and you don't have to sell it again. That's why, as of late, I haven't been selling quite as much as I normally would. There's definitely some money aspect to it. When a train show comes around, I'd rather be able to buy something than, I don't know, just have one thing sitting on my shelf. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But certain things I don't become fully attached to because I don't run them that much, and then I can just let go. If you ever think of selling something, do not run it, because then you'll want to keep it.
Let me run this one last time before I sell it.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot how good that sounds. Yeah. No, that
Yep.
AC9, man. I remember that you I think you had the volume cranked up.
I
That was
did.
TNCC, and you had the volume cranked up. And I've been dying to get one ever since then. And unfortunately, I just cannot run one on 54. So
Yeah.
that's a bummer. But those are really cool engines. They're just so aggressive looking on the front.
Yeah,
the volume on that was so loud that there's a video clip of my soundless bull moose that sounds like it's chugging because your engine is in the background just blowing its doors off. It's awesome.
Sounds like it's chugging and bursting into flames at the same time.
That
Oh,
engine,
stop.
that AC9 is very loud, very, very good sounding engine.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah. That I see that comment. That is true. That is very true.
All right. So we were talking about this before the show started. You and I were on Transformers, and you were showing that one that you just picked up off the auction the other day.
Yeah.
So this is it seems to be like a side hobby of the hobby is collecting different types of Transformers.
Yeah. So started out, the thing I always wanted was a ZW. And so I ended up getting a ZW years ago, and that was fine. But as I grew older, got a bigger layout, had more trains to run, more trains sitting on the track. The bricks just couldn't keep up. The ZWs couldn't keep up. And so I needed something really powerful. And so I've collected the right-of-way Transformers. They're the big black metal box that I can't say that I've made people aware of them, but I've definitely helped some.
Yes.
And so
your video of you going through that first one where in the room you're in now, I remember that video vividly. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Yeah, most people don't or didn't know at the time, and so I wanted to show them. They're 400 watts, so 200 per channel. No goofing around, just basic potentiometers, voltmeters, amp meters, whistle and bell control, and very nice breakers. And so they're so powerful. In fact, I think with no load they go up to like 35 volts or something. And so they're way overkill compared to what we need for 3-rail, but it's necessary because when you have a lot of load on your track, you need to crank them up to compensate for that. There's something more powerful, in fact, than that. I picked these up from an auction. Let me grab a better
Picked up
one.
a nuclear fission reactor from an auction.
Yes, he did. Wait till you see it. At least the one he showed me, that's exactly what it looked like.
Oh my gosh! Does it have like the smokestacks and everything?
Yeah.
Got some
Just
Russian buried on the side from Chernobyl.
That's what I was just gonna say.
There we go. So this is called the Max.
Hold on, let me see if I can blow you up.
He's gonna max it. Oh gosh!
Oh my god.
This is called the Max.
It's a briefcase.
And, yeah, it's pretty heavy. This is honestly quite hard to do right now. This is a 500 watt. Yeah, this is a 500 watt transformer. It was made by a company called Mainline Industries out of Ohio for a few years, and it's very industrial, like the right of way. So much, in fact, like these buttons, like it even has this big, like very clicky on and off switch here. It's very satisfying, and these buttons. But it was designed very well. It even has the ProtoSound 1 program button built in, sort of like a Z4000. And like the right of way, I think it puts out probably like, it says 25, but I know it puts out more than that.
God,
that's very heavy. Yeah, those I'd been looking for those for years. These came from the Tony Lash collection. Their auction. There was an auction a few days ago, and I picked those up and a bunch of other stuff. And so, yeah, those are definitely a kind of a collectible thing for me, not only from like using it kind of standpoint, but just collecting. I like electronics. I think they're really cool, and to see just this kind of raw, like Radio Shack built piece of machinery is just so cool. The fact that it's like they were sold like this, definitely not UL listed, nor is the right of way. They don't really need to be when they're over engineered like this. They're pretty safe. But yeah, that's crazy. The other one, in fact, I was showing Art, has cooling fans on the bottom. I have two of them because they get so warm. It has like computer fans.
Computer cooling fan.
Yeah.
Wait, and follow-up question. So it was a live stream a long time ago. I remember watching with Sid.
Yeah.
And he actually has the big red button.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
PC controller. So if anybody's never heard of this, it's a big red Lionel L that was specifically designed for people with disabilities, that they could control trains. And that's why your TMCC remote and even your cab 2 has like a headphone jack at the top. That's what it's for. Where you grabbing it? It's it. He's done. He's gone.
All right, well, folks, we're gonna skip to that.
Time for Brady. Brady's gonna take his plushie and go to bed. Here.
I was seeing where I had put the big red switch. I think I had set it in a different room. But yeah, no, the big red switch is really cool. Just like the whole history behind that, and I have a dozen of those too. When I was collecting originally in like the 2010s, everything was so cheap, like especially stuff from the 90s, which is why I was so into that at the time, because no one really cared about it. ProtoSound 1 stuff, no one liked it because Legacy and ProtoSound 3 by comparison were so much nicer. But to a modeler like myself who was young, I didn't have all the money in the world, I could get this stuff that was nice quality wise and get it inexpensively and just collect a ton of it over time. And now with all the new tech, we can upgrade that stuff. and bring it into the 21st century.
That's one of the advantages I think MTH has, right? It's like their stuff, PS1, PS2, PS3 is so easy to just bring it up.
Yep.
As opposed to Lionel, it's a little bit trickier to take some of that stuff that's older. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to you, Ray.
All right, I'll ask Sid. We'll tie it into York. Actually, one of the first videos I saw where he was on camera was a pre-York video. So
Okay.
I will, or a York pre-show. So what are you going to look for, Sid, when you're walking around with your dad? Or what would you like to find?
What am I looking for this time? This, I sort of, I don't really know. In past, I usually had a long list. This year, I think it's a lot. I want to find some, I say accessories, like buildings or some Atlas kits I want to buy, like a switch tower and a water tower. There's some assorted rolling stock from Atlas. There's no engine I'm really shooting for, just because I've got so much stuff right now, and I really don't need more projects. I have like 3 large projects for myself right now. I don't need another. Like I bought a Mercury 2 or 3 Yorks ago, and that engine still is gutted and has nothing in it, and I've done nothing with it in the cars. I really need to put that set. Funny enough, that whole set will be at York at the third rail booth, on display, because I think Jay at Third Rail, I think, wants to bring it back eventually. And so that and a bunch of other stuff will be there. But yeah, I probably brass. I'm like, if I could find some cool kind of brass model at York, that'd be cool. But I'm not searching for any like white whale at the moment. I sort of have the big engines I really want. The only one that I don't have is an original 700E, but I know where to find those, and they're not as hard to find as you would think. It's more so just the price is kind of the limiting factor there.
Finding a good enough one for a good enough price.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Mike.
So right away industries. We kind of touched on it a bit with the Transformers. There's still a ton of folks that aren't even aware of it. You were kind enough, my first York. I remember we were hanging out at Lower Susquehanna. By the way, folks, if you're going to York, take some time to go to Lower Susquehanna Modular Railroaders. Or there's a valley in there. I can't remember which part.
And
I always screw it up.
QR code is their website for anybody.
But so you told me the story of Right Away, and I always kind of joked that everyone claims they know the story, but only Sid knows the right one. Why are there variations on the story, and why is your variation right?
There's all kinds of variations, just because, like any story, it gets spread around and people add on their own stuff. I have connections with people that worked for the company, and also connections with people that were at York, the Yorks, all those years, and kind of saw the beginning, middle, and end for all these different brands that came and went, like Williams, like Right of Way, like K-Line. And so I guess it's sort of just like a right place, right time thing is why I know why I know I say the true story. There's lots of things I definitely don't know about Right of Way, probably a lot of like small inside stuff. But yeah, the whole Right of Way story is kind of neat. I've sort of drifted from Right of Way a little bit in terms of just always talking about it, because I have the one engine I really wanted. But yeah, just kind of a right engine. It's a Burke. It's a 284 Berkshire from the C&O era. So it's a Kanawha. It looks very similar to this one right here, but it's in the other room. There's only like 79 of them, and so it took me a while to find one. I found one from a guy that had direct connections to the Right of Way. At one point, this gentleman owned everything Right of Way ever made, including like prototypes that the owner didn't even have anymore. He's slowly been selling off things. Like he had like all of the Alco PAs, all the cars, the transformers. He has the handler, which is the transformer that is just a box with a handle on top for fixed power, as a fixed power supply. But yeah, that right of way, a Kanawha was my white whale of right of way models, and I acquired that a few years ago.
Cool.
All right, Del, you're up.
Okay. I just want to say hi, Cece. Hey, Cece, how many beers a day does your daddy drink? Just kidding. Out of the mouths of babes and adults too. So, one thing I found interesting in this hobby is, yeah, we like trains, but there's a lot of us after watching Joker stream and that. There's a lot of car nuts in this hobby too, and half the time in the live chat ends up being a car chat talk instead of a train chat. But I know you've been a Pontiac fan, having Trans Ams and Firebirds, and moved on to some Corvettes. And we were fortunate to get out to Long Island this in September to see Steven's collection. And so I'd like to know what car are you working on now, and what do you have an idea in your mind for your next project? Because I know you're always looking for the next one. So what are you working on now, car-wise, and what's the next one you'd like to pick up?
Car talk boring from RJ. Yeah, I'll make this quick. I am still working on my 2002 Trans Am. The engine's out of the car. I've disassembled it. I'm rebuilding the engine fully with new cam, new pistons, everything. That car is a project. I'll probably keep that forever. My Corvette, my black 96 Corvette, is a keeper forever. Maybe in the future, some kind of it would be neat to explore some kind of Japanese car in the future, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, right now Trans Am, really want it back because I want my muscle car back.
Nice.
And speaking of muscle cars and Japanese, Mike's going to be driving in his WRX.
Well, yeah, it's
just
actually
wondering
still
what
up in
that
the
was
air
gonna
what I'm taking. 17 hours drive to York in a lowered on Bilstein's STI with, I mean, it's not a bad ride, but it's also a little thirsty. I get more smiles per gallon than miles per gallon. Sid knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, and you do too, Del. You came here with your Camaro. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I might be borrowing Mom's Crosstrek, so we'll see. I might be a Snorefest.
All right. So, Sid, what was your favorite reclamation project that you've done? Yeah. Sorry, and this is a train, not a car.
Yeah. No. I think my favorite one was probably the Vision Line Challenger that I fully brought back.
Oh yeah.
It's probably going to get replaced by this GS2 that's up here above me. A very similar situation up here. It's crazy to see that someone would take such a nice Vision Line model and then destroy it, paint it with all kinds of crazy like red paint, take out smoke units and like glue things in. The wiring was a mess. Duct tape was used for like holding stuff down on the inside. And so you got to wonder like what someone what they're thinking when they're doing that. And so to be able to take that, bring it back to life, and also have it look presentable for just anyone. And I ended up selling that. And the fact that I could sell that and nobody knew that I'd done anything to it is kind of the rewarding part, is where you can put it on a shelf and someone looks at it and they're like, oh, it's just a brand new Vision Line model. They didn't think anything of it. And I like some cosmetic restoration, mostly just cleaning. I'm not big on repainting things fully. But being able to take something from rusty and dusty to, beautiful and shiny new is the most rewarding thing. And that Challenger was probably the best example of that, because it was so destroyed. Nobody wanted it. nobody wanted it at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. Like we all have that. Like no matter what you're fixing, like Mike was talking about it before, right? When you finally get it fixed, whether it's something small or something like that that's huge, you feel like there's that satisfaction. Now, do you tell people who buy this stuff that you restored the whole thing top to bottom?
If they ask, I do, but my whole thinking is if my work is good enough to be better than what it is from the factory, then I don't think it's necessary to say anything. If there's,
I am sure that your work is most likely better than what comes from that.
I would think so.
If there's major cosmetic stuff, then yeah, I might mention that, oh, I've repainted something or I've done stuff like that. But wiring, things like that, I'm pretty confident in my work, and so I don't mention that I've maybe rewired everything or anything like that. Obviously, if there's a video, I usually put the video in the listing for something. But I usually don't sell something as like restored or anything like that. I just sell it as used.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Ray, we're back to you.
All right. This is kind of a stupid one, but if Sid was in control of Lionel, now I won't do what train would he make because that's stupid, but I'll ask what feature is he like, they need to start putting this in engines?
This is kind of it's probably lame to most people, but if I were to have them put any feature kind of capability in everything, I would love it if all of their electronics were compatible with the NMRA's DCC standard. Not for the sake of any of us run our stuff off of raw DCC. It's the fact that we would be able to integrate all three major systems that are on the market right now. MTH models are compatible with DCC. So many models now are being equipped with Bluenami by users, and maybe some things from the factory here soon. And if Lionel did that, then everything would be compatible within the standard. And the only thing you need to add at that point is some little modules to be able to control everything from your phone or some kind of throttle, like Wi-Fi based throttle. Lionel's done it before with their S-Gauge stuff years ago. Their electronics can be powered by that high frequency power, but they have not integrated the protocols for it to accept commands and things like that. And so that's kind of the thing that the fact that they put whistle steam and everything, I think is good now. I don't think there's any smoke features or anything like that is really necessary to be in everything. I like their wheel slip feature. I think they could put that in everything pretty easily without too much complication. But if Lionel
is tough, right? With the traction tires, right? So
no, I probably should have clarified the sound, the wheel slip.
Yeah,
sound.
like the Vision Line Niagara has.
Like the Niagaras, the Dreyfus they did has it. The Big Boy does.
Ooh, the Dreyfus they did has it. I didn't know.
Yeah, if you hold down the train brake and then let it go, it'll it sounds really like that one's the best sounding of all of them. Like
all right, as soon as this show's over, I'm going to be running that for a couple hours.
But yeah, no, just implementing like from a basic standpoint, yeah, the implementing the wheel slip sound would be cool. But if they were to implement the DCC protocol into everything, I think it would so-called unite the control systems and allow a lot more stuff to happen.
Yeah,
that's
a good answer.
Cool. All right, Mike, you're up.
I keep circling back to right away because I feel like I know stuff about it because of this guy, and whenever I think of my bull moose and stuff, it's like, oh, Sid. But so originally when I was doing that project, and Sid knows this, but just backstory for you guys, originally it was like, I'm going to do this myself. And then I even just struggled to figure out how to take the darn thing apart so I could get inside and do it all. And Sid's like, Mike, isn't like a Lionel train. You don't just, you had to explain like how to disassemble the train so I could even do it. Do you ever take on projects where like somebody else has like tried to do it themselves and is like, okay, I've clearly screwed up enough of this. Here, just save it, please. Are those and are those as in turn just kind of worse than if they had just given it to you in the first place?
I
Asking
guess
for a
it.
friend.
I guess. I guess it just really depends on how far something's gone.
Yeah.
Like I've, at the end of the day, if like electronics are messed up to the point where I can't use something anymore, then I just replace it all.
Right.
Nothing's
beyond saving for you.
Yeah, pretty much everything is usable. The only thing that like pretty much prevents me from working on something is if like a gearbox is fully stripped out. That's probably the only thing I can't work on. Like I mentioned this Vision Line GS up here. I have two of them in my possession right now, both the same cab number. One of them is kind of all together, but it needs help, and the other one is in pieces, and its frame is fully stripped out. The gear just spins, and so I'm having to get a new frame for it.
Wow.
And so that's pretty much the only limiting factor. Obviously, there's only so much I can do about cosmetics, but
right.
I feel I'm pretty good at resurrecting stuff and making it presentable and usable, and not that my I've never had someone be dissatisfied with anything visually I've done, I guess is the best way to put it. Everyone has their own standard of how they want something to look.
Right.
I consider mine to be pretty high, probably more than it needs to be. But yeah, no, I don't think they're really taking on projects like that. I don't think they're really any harder. If I know what the person has done, then I see it. But if I don't, I sort of have to like analyze like what's been done here.
Right. that cars too.
Yeah. And so that aspect of it, yeah, might add some time. I have to diagnose things, but yeah.
I kind of ran into that when I was trying to reuse as much of the stock wiring as possible, and you know this, but folks, honestly, take it from me and from what Sid told me that I ignored. Start fresh when you're doing wiring. Stop trying to reuse 30-year-old wiring from right away when you're trying to redo all this stuff.
Yep.
Nice. Awesome. All right, Del. How about Del? You do the last question, and maybe we'll jump into Ray's got something to show off and the catalogs.
Okay, before I ask it, John's in the chat there telling everybody hit the like button. Please do. If you haven't subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. And if you don't hit the like button, they're going to revoke your York badge. But anyway, so Sid, you're part of, you have your own YouTube channel, but you also do a Miniature Models podcast with 3 other guys. And the 4 of us here, we had a private text chat group before we went and created this channel. How did the Miniature Models podcast start? Were you guys like in your own private Discord, or do you have a group text chat? How did you guys get together and decide we got to put this out there for everyone?
Yeah, so the this I'm gonna start for kind of before my involvement with the podcast and then kind of go into it. So back around 2021-ish or end of 2020, 2021, there were all kinds of live streams happening because everybody was at home. I got on Discord and met Johnny Automus and a few other people, and we had some small little group chats. And we eventually were getting tired of some of the larger like public servers that were not bad because they were public, but they were not monitored. There was just too many people, no moderation. So there's no way to enjoy it because there was just chaos. And so we just kind of left them and just had our own private stuff. And then we eventually started some various Discord servers and things like that, and built up a community, just got to know people within the hobby. And in doing that, we got to know various YouTubers like Chris Montagna, Jason Stuckert, RBP Trains. And so once we got to know a bunch of people, in doing that, I met Matt R., which is Matt Rochford on the Miniature Models, and I got in contact with Matt Z. on the podcast, and they had the podcast on their own. It used to be called the Matt and Matt, and there was their own podcast, their own thing, and they had me on, and it was a lot of fun. And then Johnny has a great presenting voice and just kind of personality, and so they brought him on, and so it was then a 3-man show. And then there were some problems with like always scheduling people and having enough people to do a show. And so then they brought on John Schwartz, or Retro Mikado. Some of you may know him that way. And so then they had the 4-man show. And I've always had my YouTube channel. I've always been involved with kind of the back end of the Discord server for the miniature models, and just involved because I'm friends with all of them. And I think they just wanted another host, and they just wanted kind of I forgot what they called me, like a resident specialist or something. I think they wanted some technical knowledge on it and just kind of another perspective, because they have a lot of perspective from modeling, collecting, but maybe they want kind of a technical analytical aspect. And so they brought me on, and we've had a group chat for years before that. And so yeah, now we have the whole miniature models, and it's a lot of fun. We haven't done anything in a while because we've all been busy, but that's kind of how it started, just through connections and talking with people. We obviously met the Mats, and then it evolved into the miniature models because 2 Mats couldn't keep up with the growth of the show.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
See what
All
group
right.
chats do, guys? You just get in a group text group with the guys next to you, you're on YouTube every Friday night once a month. I don't know how this happened, how I got here.
I know how you got here.
It's
Well,
you're the mastermind.
Hey, Del, why don't we go into Lower Susquehanna again while you were, since you just brought it up a little while ago.
okay. Yeah, and John, if you're still in the chat here, I'm trying to see if he's still there, but Art went one step further and made the QR code?
A QR code.
A QR code that people can scan it on our screen tonight, and it will take them to Pornhub. But after that, you can go over to Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroad Club and see their Facebook page with that link. So we're gonna be there at the club. Which night we're gonna be there? Well, I'll tell you what. Thursday night seems to be the hot night at the club. So I'm gonna be at the early show, so I'm gonna try to get there maybe Wednesday to see Travis, but they'll be open you can read the hours. I don't need to verbalize on them, but I'm just going to warn everybody. Thursday seems to be the hottest night over there. Joker's going to have his Discord group there, and a lot of us are going to be there Thursday night. So it's going to be a little crowded. So if you want like a little mini meet and greet, go Thursday, because I think just about everybody will be there. But and on Saturday night, when you're leaving York, if you're fortunate to be there all the way through Saturday, and you can stop by the club, please do. Thank the guys. They have the little money slots all around the layout there that you can make a donation. They're giving you a beverage. They're feeding you, providing you with fellowship and friendship. They're very welcoming club. So drop a few dollars in there. But get the heck out of the club. They want to go home. They're tired. They don't want to be there till 7, but they will remain open till 7. These guys put on an awesome show. A lot of hard work behind the scenes. I know Charlie behind the layout there, running the controls for 4 days straight. He's exhausted. John's exhausted from cooking. And the whole crew there, they put on an awesome event for us to enjoy. So they look forward to seeing us, but, give them a little donation while you're there. Thanks.
Their Super Bowl.
That's right. That's what John said.
Man.
I don't know. You got to go back and look at Gold Standard's comment in case you didn't.
What?
Okay. I was just running on and on there. So let's see.
Where is he?
Oh,
Wait here. I'll bring it back up, Mike, since you can't see it on your phone.
I'll make sure I eat egg salad earlier that day.
Gosh.
Oh man. All right.
So York.
So
Wait,
York.
you got more stuff for Do we need to pummel Sid with more questions, or is it group
I was
discussion?
gonna
We have
jump
a
into
catalog
catalog
site.
stuff.
We got a ton of catalogs to go through here.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
jump into catalog stuff, but if you want to talk about York stuff while I'm pulling up catalogs, go nuts.
I guess
Just
Sid, when are you gonna be there? Are you there like what's kind of your schedule for that?
Yeah, so I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and then a little bit of Saturday. Thursday is just a normal day, the half day that it is. After dinner on Thursday, I'll try and be at the club afterwards. Friday evening, I have other plans, but on Friday, I'm holding a Blue Nami seminar with Johnny from Automotives and Retro Mikado from 1:30. It's like 1:30 to till however long it goes. It's in the veranda room, same place where the like the YouTube meet and greet
We'll just tell
panel
them all to
is.
stay there. Don't get up.
Yeah,
just stay there. And
tell
we'll
them-
just
Tell them to stay
Yeah.
there. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be at the show for the majority of it, and I'll try to you'll probably see me roaming the halls, and or if you go to the Blue Nami seminar, you'll see me there. Or a good place to find me would be in the Orange Hall, somewhere near the third rail table, since I'll probably be helping Jay with that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to York. It's always a fun thing. This means literally nothing to nobody else. It's sort of a bittersweet thing. Like for all these years, I've been just skipping school and whatever. This is the last year I have to do that. After this fall, I'm done with school. I got a job lined up, so it's the end of that. Now I can just, I guess, be an adult, and so I don't have to skip school anymore.
it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Now you got to burn a vacation day.
Cheers.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey Sid, when you're doing your Blue Nami thing, are you going to have a board on the table on display? So, like, because I'm definitely coming to see you and Johnny, because I want to know on the board, like the FX outputs, where they're located. Are you going to have a board there so you could say, look, this is where you bring in your power into your DC power to the board, and these are the outputs? Are you going to have something like that?
Yeah, I'll have a junker board I have sitting there, so to hand it around to people. I'll also be selling 3D mounts to mount Blue Nami boards into your engines if you want one. I'll be probably selling for like $5 or something. We're going to be demoing stuff with the engines, showing off the lights, sound, the user interface, and then of course a little bit of how to, because once you see the decoder in person, you'll understand how it really works. And I think there is a dealer actually in one of the halls that sells the decoder. So if you learn about it and you like it, you can probably go to the hall that guy's in and buy a decoder.
That guy would be sold out Friday evening.
Probably.
They'll go straight from the seminar. Where's that guy? Just
There, yeah.
use coupon code Sid's Trains at checkout.
Yeah. Yes.
Art, do you want to plug the truck quick?
I was just going to say, let's talk about that really quick because I saw that come up. So
Truck,
the 3 Rails 4 Dads pickup truck that is custom run with Atlas will unfortunately not be in time for York. We were hoping it would be there so we could sell it. It is available only through Grisboski's. So it should be in, hopefully in early to mid-November at this point is what it looks like. We will have a picture of it at the Grisboski's booth, and hopefully when it comes in, Joe will get it right up on their site for sale. There are plenty of them there, so jump in and grab them, and they are very reasonably priced, not crazy expensive custom runs. So they look great on anybody's layout. Oh wait,
Yeah, show them. Come on, you've got the prototype.
I got the prototype.
Make yourself bigger.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You couldn't do that when he had the gigantic
Oh wait,
transformer.
no, yeah, that's not what you meant.
And we're excited to announce that we will be giving away a truck at the YouTube meet and greet. We won't have the truck physically there for the winner to take home, but we will bring this truck along so they can see it, and we'll take a picture with the winner. Not sure if we're going to just keep it for kids or open it up to the whole room. But we will be donating one to the meet and greet. So
cool. I can picture Chris
Thank
Montagna
you.
announcing that now. Here's a thing you could theoretically win.
Here's a piece of paper you can win.
It says IOU, 3 Rails 4 Dads.
That's right.
Gosh.
Uh,
Come on, Ross. I like you. Get these things here, man.
all right. Roscoe's killing you, Del.
I know, Marty, you're still dead to me, okay?
Oh, let me wait before you. All right, while you pull up the catalog, let me show off the ET quick. Get
All
it
right,
over
hold
with.
on. Something.
Oh.
Wait a
ET's
minute.
got a phone home. Let's go.
Hold on. I just completely lost you guys. You guys just sailed away on me, and I don't know where you went.
It's a good stick song.
Rail Chief has it right. That's like raised. The truck is raised trains blue somehow. I don't know how we got that to happen, but
I wonder how Grzybowski's is selling a raised trains colored 3 Rails for Dads. I have no idea.
We'll never know. Life's great unsolved mysteries. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Hold on.
Hold
on, I'm
Don't worry, Marty. You're good.
So Art can flex, but he's having performance issues. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
this thing weighs a ton. Where'd he?
He just deleted himself from the chat.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that.
They are gorgeous, and the sounds on these, all the videos I've seen on these engines, I am so tempted to get one. They don't make them in a road number I want, but that engine is gorgeous, Ray.
So what's this deal with the sounds? Describe, like, is it just they've been using generic sounds for ages and this one has different recordings now, or what's going on?
Are you asking Ray?
They're all different compared to my ES44. So and it it's freaking loud. This thing was shaking this room.
It is a new sound set, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have the AC9 anymore. We can't. Oh my God, there's 2 Arts.
Oh,
what is going on?
it's just me. All right. Well,
There we go.
Technical difficulties on my
All
side.
right. So yeah. Anyway, the thing is awesome. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah, I like that. I'm not a AS44 guy, but the ET, yeah, I like that. The extra screen detail in the rear of it, it really sets it off.
How come I can't boot?
So there was a green engine in the intro. Did anyone catch that?
Probably, but I don't. Are we still live here? I can't tell. Well, I can see on YouTube we're live, but
Yeah,
we need some elevator music just to.
This feels like Eric's trains from yesterday.
Yeah, I think we're still.
We're like lost. No.
He looks lost. Look at this guy. He's just in the zone with something. I just don't know what it is.
I guess.
So Del, we could talk about the S2 while Art's doing his thing there. Gold asked if anyone got it. I know he got the Tuscan red one, the one.
Yeah, he got the red one. He had it on the live stream last night. Yeah, of course, him and Mike do a catalog review and go live when I'm working. I work night shift, guys. So I always seem to miss their stream when they go live, but I do watch it in the morning, most of it. I don't have 4 hours to watch a whole stream, guys, when I get off work in the morning, but I will watch a little bit of it. So I'm looking at the S2. I think everybody at this point knows I'm looking at the one through the TCA. So I want to see it in person.
Yeah.
And talk to other people. Tattoo Trains had a review tonight, right before we went live. I got to get caught up in some videos here because I want to see his opinion on it, because there's people in the hobby that I respect their opinions on. Sid's one of them. You know, if they say it, don't buy it, I won't. But I'm interested to hear his opinion on it. It appears that Tom loves it, so it might be the engine to get at York this year.
Yeah, I'm not I used to own an old '90s S2 years ago. I'm not a huge Pennsylvania guy. Actually, the only Pennsylvania thing I own now is the Torpedo that's up there. I love the post-war inspired one. I think it's the 671.
Yeah.
I think that's really sharp. They did one similar in the original Legacy run, but the newest run looks really good. When a Penske engine comes out and the only thing people are complaining about is how bad the fantasy schemes are, that means they've got a Penske engine done right. And so nobody's complaining about the Penske aspect of it. So I think they're pretty good. They all sound pretty decent. Kind of funny they had to add the like chuffing as an extra a chuffing feature as like an extra thing for people who probably don't really know that it's not supposed to chuff, which is kind of cool. You add that. But they seem to be pretty good. I obviously, if I were to get one, I'd get like the post-war inspired one, or maybe one of the more realistic ones. I'm not too big into the chassis or the Southern Pacific one. Not my thing.
Did Optimus get the Southern Pacific one?
No, I don't think Johnny would get that.
He's more prototypical than that. He wouldn't go for a fantasy scheme, yeah.
No, not that kind of fantasy scheme, at least. Yeah.
It is interesting to see how like they'll do a bunch of Challenger or the 49er scheme on stuff then recently they've been more on like the chassis with the silver and orange. Now it seems like I've seen a couple in Southern Pacific coming out now, so they seem to rotate their famous scheme, put it on a different engine kind of deal.
Yes.
I hope unless there's something I'm missing, Newt. I don't think I am yet.
He's the father of O-Gauge Balloon.
Not a father that I know of.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, damn it, Stu. If you didn't make me drink before the show, this wouldn't have been a problem. But no, I mishit a button and lost myself on the screen there. So we're back. Catalog.
Catalog.
Can we just? Oh, there we go. He did remember how to do it. The button's right there.
I won't. I'm gonna disclose. I saw images of all this stuff before it came out, but I actually haven't even looked through this. So I haven't even looked through.
All right. See, I didn't see everything before it came out, but I did hear and see some of it. But still, I was surprised by some of the things. Yeah. All right, let's dive in, and we're gonna go quick because we still have Atlas dropped catalog, which we'll go through quickly as well. So why don't we dive in? All right, and Mike, I thought the way you classified it was right. This is K. How did you say it? The K4 log?
Yeah. So the K and the 4, the A becomes the 4 becomes the A, and I just wrote catalog as K4 with the instead of a C and an A.
It works. It works.
It makes more sense in text. I sound stupid trying to say it.
At least we can hear you, and I didn't screw it up. All right. Anyway, moving on. There were a ton of versions of this. All right. So I got a question, Sid. Maybe you have the answer for this because I did no clue. Why is this rated 060?
Yeah.
They're probably fibbing. To be frank, I know I've seen K4s run on like 054 and 042 before. If anything, maybe it has to do with like a slight change in the trucks or something. Usually the curve rating is usually to cover themselves so that they don't sell something. And there's like that one person that buys it and it can't run on their layout, but like say I have the same curves and it can. This can definitely run on smaller curves than
there we go.
60.
That's what I thought too. I do know they're trying to put drop plates on everything and use the kinematic drawbar. So I'm wondering if that's closing the gap a lot, so that's causing the minimum curve. Yeah,
that could be it too. Honestly, with the drop plates, if it doesn't work with the drop plate up, usually you can just drop it and then it'll work on sharper curves.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Maddie C says it right too, right? Lionel does not make 054 anymore, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Why they don't mention 048, I don't know. They could these can definitely take sharp curves. I've seen plenty of videos of these on really tiny layouts.
Someone told me this because they changed the tooling, but to me, it looks like the tooling they changed is on top. It looks like the brass and the details and maybe the kinematic connection between the connection between the tender and such. I don't think the wheelbase and all that and the gearbox probably has changed very much, if at all.
No, nothing. I highly doubt they changed any of the wheelbase to make it not be compatible with sharper curves, but maybe we're wrong.
What year did these originally come out? The TMCC K4s. When did they first come out? Does anyone know?
Oh, the TMCC K4 is a totally different monster. These are the last time Lionel made this kind of K4 was 2011.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were different.
Yeah, the TMCC one, we call it a K4.5 because it's like way too large. It's like the size of like an M1A Mountain, but it's a K4. It's way too big.
Sounds fun.
And there are a ton of different versions of this, but no hot dog version, unfortunately.
It is very interesting to see them doing all this. This is a very much like a Broadway limited style of model with all the extra detailing. It's cool to see them bringing back the brass hybrid idea. They haven't done that in a little while.
And correct, these are individual road numbers for the dialogue and everything too, aren't they?
That I don't know. Does it say
They
that?
They did that on 90, and that was a brass hybrid.
It does not say that though in here.
Oh, I need to stop watching Train Board. I'm kidding. No, I love watching those guys, but I remember hearing them.
They have the best catalog review. I watched it today. It's awesome.
I did too. I watched
Oh my
it
gosh.
before the show.
There's something about Gary yelling at Ryan is just so satisfying.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Anybody in for a K4? Anybody in the comments want to yell out?
I asked in the comments. Nobody's saying yes.
I'll just speak up for the audience since I think we're all thinking it, just no one's saying it. That's a pretty penny for a little specific.
Yeah.
I understand that these are very customized. Like this is probably one of the most customized brass hybrids they've ever done. Taking your existing K4 design and doing all these very weird versions the Penske had over the years is very cool, and it shows the effort they're putting into this stuff. But that is a pretty penny to pay. You're getting into definitely the third rail brass territory with the price there. Obviously, a pre-order is probably more like like 1,900 or something.
Yeah, but still,
that's a lot for a small little position. Like I don't think people realize this is a small engine. Like Hudson's make these look kind of small.
Yeah, agree.
These are
there were these versions, the diecast that were
these are
reasonably priced.
Yeah, like these are I guess more reasonable because they're just a diecast model, which makes sense. And they're finally doing this is something people have been asking for a long time. The ones on the right of the screen are the pre-war K4s that have no pinstriping or anything. People have always wanted pre-war K4s that have no pinstriping or lining of any kind. That's pretty cool.
Nice. All right, let's keep rolling down. Got some more versions here.
And then white.
Then passenger cars.
That's a cool set, but that's a spicy meatball.
So again, I think the idea here is just like they did with the Santa Fe set, right? There's a ton of sound cars mixed in there, and that's why it costs so much.
Okay, here's where I go off the rails here, Art. I love this
on rails at some point, right, Dale?
I really love this set and seriously considered pre-ordering it, but I got to go rip this scab off. I've been saying all summer long that these releases that we're getting a little bit at a time, well, this one is the best release so far, but guess what? In 2 months, we're going to have another catalog, the volume 1 of next year, that's going to have possibly a T1, I'm hoping for. So all summer,
they haven't a division line come out yet, right?
Yeah, well, I think the Vision Line is going to be in Volume 1. I don't. Yeah, but they might have like a release of it before that. But that's the thing. I don't like this release thing because the only thing I've ordered all second half from Lionel is a Darth Vader Phantom. Because if they would have put this whole catalog together in one, then I could have made my decision. And here's the other thing I don't like about an October release, because right now we're getting in January releases now from Volume 1. We have our Vision Line Hudson's coming in next month, Art. So we have a nice chunk of change after York to throw out. And having these late releases, I liked having trains get delivered in June, where I was 6 months away from the next catalog's payment due. I had time to save up. Now, if I order this set and they have a T1 in January, the odds are they're going to get delivered probably within a month of each other, and it's just going to completely destroy a person who ordered that.
Period between catalogs and this type of release thing that's causing this issue, or is this like a permanent thing, you think?
I hope this isn't permanent. I mean, I like having all this content that the social media guys have. Every other month we have something new to talk about. But as far as my budget, I like having 6 months to save for the next big ticket item to come out. That's all I'm saying about this topic. But I love the set. I love this set too. This is
This is phenomenal. The orange on here, the way it's like a metallic orange too. You can see that.
That's not prototypical though, is it?
No.
Cool though.
It's cool though. It is very cool. I'll just say this. Johnny will probably say this at some point, but it's interesting they chose that tender for the oil ones. It's just probably because that's what they had. Lionel has a tender that they could have put behind these for the post-war versions, is what these are supposed to represent. I think the GS4 tender is going to look a little funny, just proportion-wise. Like the AC9 is a real beefy, like wide engine. I'm not sure if that tender is going to, like when they deliver, if it's going to look like right proportion-wise. But it's still very neat. You never see this scheme. I guess Lionel's getting creative with their marketing and stuff, which I guess they're getting really creative to the point of making people like Dell question what he's going to order because it's sort of, people said the same thing when the MTH started doing the announcements. They're sort of getting you. So like, say you ordered that K4 set, there could be something in another month or so that they announce, and you want to order that too, and then you just order it. They're not forcing you. They're forcing you to spend more because you don't know what's coming next.
Right.
I'm not saying this is a good thing for us.
Yeah, right.
Lionel's being very clever with their marketing and their release.
Good for the wallet.
Because, and just like MTH2, right? If you don't pre-order it, there's a chance, depending on what the item is, you might not get it when it comes out.
Or that they may not get enough pre-orders to even make it in the first place.
Yep.
Well, talking about that tender on this behemoth, this Gila monster. By the way, if you guys haven't seen Johnny's video on it, regardless of whether he knew this is coming and made an awesome video of it, it turned out awesome. And he's the perfect guy to tell this thing's story. I love that. But if they have this stuff to, like, I always hear people saying, oh, well, they have this. Why didn't they use it? They have this. Why didn't they use it? Hey, they have this tooling. They have this sound effect. They have this. Why don't they use it? Is there things going on behind the scenes that we don't know that prevent them from using this stuff? Or are they just using because I've heard about the whistle on the legacy version before this of the AC9 that was like a Santa Fe whistle or something. It's like, if you guys have the sounds, why not use them? But what's going on? Do you guys know?
I think it's just project management. Every project has, Ryan's a manager, and then, there's additional managers for other products. There's a lot of products, so there's a lot to keep track of. I think it's just hard for them to keep track of stuff. They could probably stand to have more people doing project management to keep track of things, because it's easy to look over something, or it's just maybe a money thing. them just doing whatever's most cost effective, and then
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, your buyer is not going to care about the way the tender looks or the way the whistle sounds, because scale, like, people want accuracy are a niche. It's a very niche market.
Okay.
I have even though I'm part of that and wish it could be perfect all the time, I also have to set expectations for myself, because I know enough about business to know that, like, you can't always ask for that from a corporation.
I really like the look of this Western Pacific one, but I feel like a Western Pacific, Southern Pacific just makes Wipeout trains cringe at the soul. Because they were like mortal enemies, weren't they? Like, SP almost blocked WP from even ever happening. And so to have their color scheme on the AC9 is like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
It looks
And
nice.
Yeah.
I wish some of those I wish they would sell those overnight cars separately.
Oh, I know. That's all part of a set.
Yeah.
They made that car. They made the box car on the right like one time back in like the 2000s. But yeah,
Oh,
they've
so
never.
this is how they're getting you.
Yeah, they're making you buy a whole set just to
The
get
whole
your
thing.
cars. Those are really.
Lionel
That
Richie in the
locomotive
chat.
is pretty cool. That locomotive is really awesome. No, I got to be honest.
No, Lionel Richie in the chat. I think he and I agree that D&H one. It makes me cringe, and I don't even want to look at it. But the Lark one, I like. I like the Lark fantasy scheme. That is a sharp looking engine.
Everyone messaged Larkin about that one.
Yeah.
He's never been messaged about that train at all.
He has 060 now. Do you think it'll fit?
No. It's a Gila monster. That thing will devour those curves.
I ran my AC9 on 060, so
What?
yeah. The Vision Line Big Boy can run on 060.
Huh. Okay.
Plot twist.
And yet the K4s are rated for 060, so
It's just them covering themselves so that they don't have to, overstretch. Because there's always going to be one person who, the curve's twisted or something, and they can't quite get it to run.
yeah. I tried. I had
Well, like I was
JL.
saying. Go ahead, Mike.
I had
No, go ahead.
a JLC that I was borrowing here to do my comparison between scale and my Lion Masters. And the 060, it was not such a fan of, but it was mostly the tender. And then I tried, just for yucks and grins, I tried this 084 behind me, and it was great. It was great. It was great. And then it gets to the 048 turnaround section. And it's like, nope, we have left the chat. We're dead. S-curves suck anyways. That's what everyone told me after I designed the layout, and I can't go any further that way because there's a door.
Yep, I got
These
S-curve.
doors. Trains make you stay inside anyway, so you don't need the doors. All right,
That's a good
here we
one.
go. We're on to boxcars. PS1 boxcars. Love the PS1 boxcars.
PlayStation.
And this is that they called it a special silver.
I wonder if it's like the Metka Red Tail one that Stu uses on all his customers.
Oh, that would be
cool if they use that silver to simulate aluminum.
That is the plan, from what I heard.
Wait,
that's the special silver right there.
Is Stu getting a commission off Lionel for using his color choice?
Let's watch the comments and see. All right, and then from there we have boxcars, more boxcars. So, Mike, here's kind of a similar one to the overnight scheme, right? The sheet in the bottom right-hand corner here.
That was neat. I've got 6 individually.
So these are the ones I didn't know about before the catalog.
Yeah.
And these are the
all
things
right, Ray.
me.
This is your part, Ray.
Well, I got to get one of these, but I don't know whether to get the real one or to get Boba Fett.
I think the Boba Fett one is probably one of the most creative things they've done in a while.
Yeah, I mean the Boba Fett one is awesome.
I mean,
it's
you
good.
there's jetpack and everything. That's
It's
perfect.
good. It's good to see them actually like putting that licensing to use and not just doing box cars.
Right.
That's really creative.
I mean, it
And
looks
hopefully it
awesome.
hopefully it sounds good too.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. I talked to Joe about it today. I'll make a decision at some point.
He looked at you like he's like, of all the things in the catalog, Ray, this is what you want. I want Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Well, that's the thing, because I am gonna get one of the
The price is a little bit of a kicker here.
yeah.
Once they discount him, it's not so bad, but it makes sense. If you look at where the Docksider, the Lion Chief before was, then this pricing makes sense because it's bigger and it's got those lighting effects on the rocket engines. Off of, I think those are surplus off of a Peacemaker. I'm pretty sure when we were in the SAC museum just down the road from here with my nephews, and they're like, hey Colin, you know the M497? Yeah, look up. Oh! It was so cool seeing his reaction. He's like, that's the jet. Yeah, that's the jet.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
question though, does this have a rear coupler?
I believe so. I think.
You don't
It
need
doesn't say
color
anything about
filtration.
electric coupler unless I'm missing it.
It might.
they-
It might. I can't remember if the last time they did it, if it had, because I'm pretty sure they made like an extra car to go with the New York Central one years ago. So maybe it just has a normal coupler.
I hope it's.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't limit the speed.
Well, I hope it has a coupler on it because
Well, they
you'd want to
said-
run it with something, especially if you
they
get this
said
one
that-
right and you get the box cars to go with it.
Well, they said the engine or the jet engine lights are tied to the speed.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
they didn't say it could pull anything.
It has the original one they did years ago has a coupler on the back. So
Okay,
I assume
all right.
these do.
Okay.
This is MTH tooling.
No, these are Lionel. Lionel,
cool.
Lionel did these in conventional years ago.
In
Gotcha.
the 90s. Yeah.
Was that the one that was in I Love Toy Trains?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
That's the one my son always asks to watch. Like, hey, I got all these. You want to do the one with the jet car?
All right. So now we've moved on to this page. I'm going to ask my question, and maybe Sid knows the answer. Why has there not been a TMCC trolley?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why has there not been a TMCC trolley? Well, one of these trolleys specifically, I feel like there's no need. Because it's just bump and go. It just
Right,
goes.
but you could take the bump and go out and throw TMCC in there because there's a lot of people who just run them on their layout.
No, they
right?
they just run them. I think if Lionel wanted to do that, like they could do it with this. I think they would grasp a larger market if they came up with their own kind of like PCC trolley from like San Francisco or
Oh yeah.
some kind of-
Yeah.
or like-
Or Mr. Rogers trolley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think there's enough space in these to fit electronics, so it's definitely not a space constraint. I think it's just them not
Yeah,
seeing.
I'm
the
thinking
market.
of picking one up and then just buying. Well, yeah, buying
Dude,
a
get a
board and throwing it in
speeder.
there.
Dude, just get one of the speeders like DA Griffin did, and just drop the internals into one of those guys. Boom, done.
I just put Blue Nami in it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's
Either
like,
way.
Sid, what should I do for this
Okay,
Blunami?
done.
What should I do for my
Oh,
washing
yeah,
machine? Blunami it.
It's so inexpensive compared to TMC, and it's smaller. There's they still sell a mini commander. Say you could fit TMCC in one of these. Just take out the whole bump and go electronics and throw that in there.
Yeah, but then with Blunami, you
Yeah,
get
that's
the
what I
sound
would do, yeah.
too.
Yeah, you could get sounds with Blue Nami.
Woo.
Anybody getting the Area 51?
Well, I am getting the Darth Vader Phantom, but not this one.
Yeah.
They're really going to town with Phantoms this catalog season.
And is anybody getting the Halloween? See, I actually think the Southern Pacific version of the Overnight looks better than this Halloween one.
Why did they do a wolf? This thing's called the Gila Monster. Make it a freaking monster. I don't know. I like the glow in the dark
Well-
cars. That's cool.
And then they took the Hogwarts tooling and made it Halloween.
That's fun. They put the
The
cardboard.
Are they
tooling-
ever
the
gonna
Hogwarts
do a
tooling was
scale?
actually something else too, right? Like something Albert Paul set originally, I think.
Yeah.
Sid, do you think they're gonna do a scale Hogwarts, Sid, at all?
Lionel, no, they're not. They're not going to do a scale one.
They won't?
No. I
don't
think I feel like I remember us asking Ryan that on our podcast, either on the air or off the air. I don't remember when it was, but I feel like I remember asking him, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's just not really like in the market for us," because Hogwarts is already a niche market.
Right.
That's an even smaller market for a scale one. The model is actually sort of close. I think it's the engine itself is pretty scale. It's the tender that's too large. But you got to fit all the electronics and stuff in there.
Yeah.
With a little bit of tweaking, you could make the semi-scale one look pretty good.
So we got
right.
Atlas catalog too.
Atlas catalog. That's where I was going. Thank you for the prompt.
Yeah. Keep it rolling.
Goodbye, wallet.
I can feel the overused dialogue leaving us now. Keep it rolling. Dispatcher out.
All right, here we go. All right, Ray, you tell me when to stop. Ray,
Well, I
you
think
want me to go
everyone
one
knows
page
where I'm
versus two?
gonna
Is
stop
it easier
but-
that way?
Well, I do like the cold porters too, but you can just keep going. And
You can stop at the MP15s for me, but
I basically will have nothing to say because
All right, so we got
I'm not
70s.
I'm not an Atlas person, but I'm a Steam person, so there's pretty much nothing in here for
right.
me.
Yay! I'm not the only person that'll be quiet during the catalog.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
this is an awesome their red, white, and
Yeah,
blue
no, there's
scheme
nothing in here for me.
on the SD40 was awesome for the wheeling of Lake Erie.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, it's
sorry,
a one-time offering, so if you want to get it, but on the MP15s below, Sid, I have you might not be able to answer this because we've seen RJ and Chris's trains and things buy 2-rail Atlas engines and then convert them over to 3-rail so they have the fixed pilots.
Yeah.
And if you scroll down a little bit, Art, to the Reading and Northern MP15 right below here on the next page, I was considering getting. Well, you went too far. Right there, the green one on the bottom there. I was considering. I already have this engine in Rail King from MTH that has dual motors, no smoke, and Atlas isn't offering smoke in it either because they're using the same board. So whatever fits in Atlas fits in MTH. So they're identically the same engine except for this one has ditch lights. And if I get 2-rail, can I convert? Is Atlas? Can you convert any engine over from 2 to 3? Sid, do you know?
If this was a Premier engine, it should have the
switch.
It's called like Proto 2-3 rail system. If you look at if you find is yours a Rail King one or is yours a Premier?
Mine is a Rail King one. That's the one that came out. This is
Premier.
Yeah. So if you find an old MTH one that's a Premier and you look at the bottom side of it and it's got the trucks with like the little metal band that runs from one side to the other, or if you find a listing for the MTH one from years ago, it should say somewhere in there like Proto 2-3 rail like compatible or something. And that will allow you, because if the original tooling is compatible with that system, then these should be, unless these are an all new thing. I actually have no idea if these are Atlas or if these are former MTH.
I think this version is the Atlas mold, the body, because because they have different offerings of the smoke arresters on top there.
If it is the full Atlas one, I'm not sure if I honestly don't know then because I've not messed around with Atlas diesels enough. I know Atlas diesels have trucks that usually you can take the wheel sets out, but I'm not entirely sure if they have the same system as the Premier line stuff. Because are these part of Atlas Premier or are these Atlas Master Line or whatever they call it?
Train Master.
No, not Trainmaster. Master. I'm not sure.
They're Premier. This is a Premier catalog. So this is all Premier.
Okay, if it's Premier catalog, then
Well, there is
I
some
think-
Masterline rolling stock though. So
I'll have to look into that. I'm not
well,
entirely
I'm
sure.
going to ask Ross at York next week. I just didn't know if you knew offhand. So
Yeah, I'm not totally sure about that because like I know the P42s that they did and like some of the former MTH diesels you can do that with because it's the MTH design. But oh yeah, it's Premier. Yeah, I'm not sure about these, but I definitely know people are loving these because they have all like the road specific detail on them.
yeah.
All right. High cubes.
Keep going.
Wait. Before
Bye,
we go there.
Cube.
Bye cubes. Before we go there, the
These little
infamous
things.
test cars. Everybody needs a test car.
The test car that everyone owns and it never moves.
That's what I texted these guys yesterday. I'm like, what's this? What's the point of
Who
this
gets
thing?
the
Who buys these things?
I own a single like Pennsylvania Railroad one, and I paid like $30 for it. It's an old MTH one, and it sits over in the corner, like it never moves because that's like they're kind of like you don't run them in a train. It looks silly.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Or you
70
run
and
them.
it's $73 worth of sit in the corner and do nothing.
Yeah, they are diecast. They are not like you could run them in the train. I'm just like I don't have anything to run them with. I actually think it's too modern for what I model.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. And
I think
sorry,
I'm gonna
don't
get-
remember whoever was talking about the WTIU and having to disable legacy to run DCS. What John said is right in there. You don't need the TIU to run DCS. The DCS and legacy can run on the same layout. You don't need to disable legacy to run conventional DCS.
Huh.
All right.
I'm
Cold
probably
porters.
gonna get this Reading and Northern cold porter here. And I texted Dell and said it looked like a patch job, and then I watched the live for the Atlas catalog, and they said it was a patch job of Pennsylvania Light and Power Dell or whatever it's called.
Power and light. Yeah.
Yeah.
The color code's on the end. The yellow code says that it was a former PPL car.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna get one of those.
Nice.
I might get 2 of those. I have 2 other road numbers that when I was at a Muffin's place, I got them 2 years ago. So,
all right. Operating dump cars.
Nope.
these are interesting because I'm wondering if that remote that I got, if it worked on the MTH car, we could probably do the receiver with the remote and operate these dump action without the track. I don't know why we're still using track we have Wi-Fi, we have all this Bluetooth technology. Why do we need a track to operate cars anymore? That's silly to me.
Yeah, Sid, why haven't they done that yet?
I assume it's because it failed.
I asked Dave that question.
My assumption is they don't do it now because the first time they did it, it failed. It failed for K-Line. It failed for Bachman or whoever did it the second time. Like it's cool, but it's sort of like you're just adding another remote. Like if you could integrate it into some existing setup, then yeah, it would make sense.
Well,
Make
that's
it
where
like
the base 3 comes in, right?
Yeah,
The base
that
3 got Bluetooth
could
in
be
it
a
already.
button push. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, TMCC years ago, Electric Railroad sold modules to put in dump cars. Those boards are like unobtainium now, but a product like that you could do it if Lionel made stuff like that, or if you somehow integrated it through DCS or something with some kind of frequency thing. But yeah, high cubes. Every modern person is. I'm not a modern person, but man, any kind of high cube, they go nuts.
I
I'm
can
drooling.
feel Ben's trains geeking
So
out
are
about
these
these
different than the ones they did a couple of years ago?
They're bigger.
Are
Aren't
they?
they?
Yeah, they're not Berwicks, right? They're some other kind.
It's the
Or
next
six-
Berwick.
It's a
Yeah.
60-foot high cube. So it's longer than the Gunderson. Gundersons were what, 50 foot? So
Yeah.
that we got in a year and a half ago. Yeah, I'll be ordering at least 2 of these.
All right, I'm
Probably
getting
both
5. I
TPX.
talked to Joe today, so I'm gonna get. Oh yeah, there. I have that too.
Where are you gonna put them?
I don't know. I'll
Bend
figure it
over. I'll
out.
show you.
On your shelves?
No, well, I was
Stack 'em
thinking
on
I'm gonna
top
have to
of-
sell some rolling stock here, but
They'll fit just
Um,
like that.
I'm gonna get the red one, the CP.
All right, hold
both-
on. I got screwed up.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh yeah, there's the beer. All right, I'm gonna get the red one. I'm gonna get the BNSF. I'm gonna get both TTXs, and I'm gonna get the CSX.
Wow.
So everything
Jesus.
but the Kansas one and the UP one.
And your daughter is
Wow.
wondering what you're getting for her.
She can get I don't know.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean these are if you don't pre-order these, you're done for. So
Joe's
you know-
carrying these.
yeah, Joe's gonna get these in. So.
Because you know that once they come out, they're going to be on eBay for $500.
They'll be on eBay
Yeah.
for double. So
Why shouldn't a high cube be $500? You know, it's just how it goes.
But do they actually sell at those prices?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Is there some schmuck out there that's
Yes.
like, oh, I missed it
Ask
again?
B Marts. Ask B Marts how they're doing.
But you have to be careful. If you put things up for too much money, you might get called out by people. It seems to be a trend.
Ah, B Mark.
oh yeah, and Stu, one note there. Stu said no custom runs on these. So
Oh, interesting.
No
we're
railroad
only-
related custom runs, he
That's
said.
right. I could do a raised trains one, but he can't
Correct.
do a Conrail one. Basically.
Okay.
Wait, should we do a Conrail Dackman one? Because then it's like, then it'll still look like a Conrail, but it'll be appeasing the DAC. More boxes.
All right, and then we have the double
Everything
door
is
double door
so-
box car.
It's such a boxy catalog. All the diesels,
Where?
all the box cars. There's just boxes.
But again, this is not aimed at people like you, me, and Sid.
I know.
Right? It's aimed at
And then it works.
Right.
Oh, there's the
okay.
round.
11,000 gallon.
Those
That's
are
right.
round.
Here's round 11,000 gallons. Are you in for 6 of these, Ray?
No, these are
you know
not
what?
modern. No, these are the older ones. So the 11,000 gallon came out years ago, and these are old tankers.
All right.
The only tanker I have now. Well, no, that's not true. I have a few, but the only tanker I need is my custom or secondhand overland one. My UP one that
I didn't even make that one. You put the stickers on it.
that's right.
Yeah. And then signals and people. I like the guys on the motorcycles. I like that touch.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
there's the if you're in the club, you can get the graffiti.
Cool.
Cool.
I sort of just kind of laugh about it because I don't see people using it all that often. I'm sometimes surprised that they still sell that turntable they make. Like, it's a pretty cool product. It's good for, like on the top operation if you have a layout or maybe don't have the space or the money for like a Millhouse or a Ross. But I feel like for years I just go to every train, like any train store I go to, there'd always be one on the shelf because I thought they just never sold them. But I guess they sell enough of them to keep making them.
And I didn't even look. I just shut it. Are they smaller than the Millhouse ones? Is that
Yeah,
Oh.
well, they're like 20-inch or 25-inch or something. Like they're pretty small. They can hold like a diesel or a small steamer. Millhouse makes 28, 30, and 34-inch. Yeah,
You got the 34, don't you?
yeah, it can fit. It can fit literally anything. It can fit an S1, a big boy, just anything.
S1. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it can fit an S1. Yeah. All that really matters is the wheelbase. The S1 hangs over, but it'll fit on the wheelbase will fit.
So if you're modeling the Cheyenne Roundhouse, go and get yourself a 30.
Yeah, you have to get a 34-inch, Mike. You have
Where am
to.
I gonna
Now,
put it?
think about that though. 34 inches for the round, the round, and then you need 34 inches of spur track.
Yep.
So you need and plus a lead into that. So think
Yep.
about the space you need.
Yeah.
just
Yep.
for that.
That's
it is
why
crazy.
I hide my trains in a tunnel.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
why Ray hides his trains and shelves that are this far apart.
Yeah,
wait,
I
sorry,
have.
that's cool.
That's
I
right.
basically have. I have a 4-foot section just for my turntable and my whisker tracks. Yeah.
Oh wow, we just knocked out 2 catalogs like it was nothing.
We just spent a couple grand, no problem. Ray
spent-
bought $2,000 worth of boxcars.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take 6 of those, half a dozen of those, butcher's dozen of those. All right, guys. What else do we got to talk about? We talked a little bit about York. Is there anything else about York
Well,
we need to
do you want to
catch up on?
just say? Because Sid said when. Do you want to just say when the rest of us are? I'll be there all 3 days. So
Yeah. My plan is for the first time ever to be there all 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. For
I'll-
you, Mike.
Tail end of the wait, what?
No.
The
I just
tail
got
end
tired of
Thursday.
driving out there for one day.
Yeah, I'll be arriving Thursday in the afternoon, depending on how good a progress I make day 1 / into day 2. So like, are you driving all the way through? Like, dude, there's no physical way without drugs that I can do 17 hours of straight driving. I'm not Burt Reynolds. It's not going to happen. But I'll be there all day Friday, and then Saturday, probably like midday, I'll probably need to think about hitting the road again. But I'll be there like Saturday morning into like lunchtime. So
That's I think honestly for the at least for the 3 Rails 4 Dads guys, that's pretty much what we're thinking all together, right? Like I think Del, you said you have work Saturday night, so
Yeah.
mid-morning.
Well, I worked Friday night, but I got the sniffles already. I think I'm calling off Friday night and Saturday. Saturday's up in the air whether I'm going to work or not. So
yeah, he came down with anal glaucoma. Couldn't see
Depends
his
on
left
how
foot.
many locomotives he buys when he needs to go home and run.
Saturday, I don't hang around too long, but
Yeah, same here. I don't hang around too long. I honestly, it's been sort of a ritual now to just come home and hang out at the place here with friends, or just go somewhere, whether it's the club or wherever it
Yeah,
might
well, that's
be.
what I've been doing is spending a couple hours in the morning at the show, then go over to Lower Susquehanna
Yeah,
on the way home. Because for me, it's on the way home. So
My wife
Yeah.
keeps overhearing me talking about going to a club, and she thinks I'm like, no.
I feel like that's the last thing that you would be going to.
Right? Yeah, let's go clubbing. Clubbing in the Lower Susquehanna.
Come down to the Jersey Shore. I'll show you a club. We'll go there.
I'm all right.
there's a bingo bar club that's in the middle of York. If you I know a bunch of guys that go there. You'll have a good time.
That's funny.
there was
wait, I think he's setting us up at this one. I heard about this one.
It's definitely not on your bingo card to go to this place, but you will have a fun time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
All right, guys. So we've been at it for how long here? An hour
and a half.
40. Yeah.
about 100 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Any last questions for Sid before we let him go?
I'm
Got him
impressed.
hostage.
My
Are you
cheekbones
selling
are
for
killing
daylight?
me.
That's the question I want. It's been bugging me all day as I've been staring at that thing over your shoulder.
Selling
What's
what?
The daylight behind him over his shoulder there.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's my. That engine's my my logo. That's
Oh,
that one's not going anywhere. I
4410?
actually bought that. Yeah, 4410. That actually came from York. I bought it from this gentleman who used to be in the Blue Hall. All he had was sealed in the shipper Lionel TMC Sierra models. So like he had like a couple of these, a couple big boy, like everything from that whole 2000 to 2005 period. That's all he had. And that was I don't even know how many years ago that was, but yeah, that's my logo. That one's not going anywhere.
That engine's like super TMCC because the sounds in those things. And you were
Yeah.
telling me about this when I was looking for sounds for mine. Like, honestly, just find a board for 4410. I'm like, oh, but it's not the daylight. Like, yeah, but it's gonna sound better than anything else you can throw in there that's TMCC. But fun fact, the Western Pacific K line that I found is running 485's soundboard because TMCC we're just used to you're cleared outbound and then right.
Yeah.
Not these engines, not these ones. They have like shoot. I just the other day, like I didn't realize I asked for tower permission. He lets me go, and as I'm running, he's like, "We are in motion." Like I didn't even press anything. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is
that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's part of one of the sequences. If you find an old TMCC manual, it has a whole diagram of the sequences you can play.
And do you do that holding down aux 1 to put it into sequence mode?
No, it's just automatic. So if you do like aux 1 or if you just press like 2 or 7 and do the departure and then just move the engine, it'll automatically then play
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah.
See that
All
guy
right.
with all the trains on the wall?
Wait, let me blow them up. I'll make them bigger.
At the top in the middle. Here. Oh. All right. First of all, you know Art. And there's Ray. And there's Dell. Dell was here. He's the only one that's actually visited us.
Happy birthday, buddy. Hey,
That's
it was
right, happy
Colin's birthday recently, so if you want to wish Colin a happy birthday, there's a little $sign underneath our chat there. So he loves thousands. You just donate thousands to Colin's birthday fund, and we'll make sure he gets it.
But the one with all the trains in the background, at the top and the middle, that's Sid. And he's the reason that most of ours down here still work. So give him a big thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
This guy's
All
going
right,
to
guys.
so I'll be back in a second. I'm like, wait, are we
Oh,
wrapping
no,
up?
I think we're gonna wrap it up, Mike.
We're gonna
Yeah,
finish the deal here.
Yeah, let's finish while Colin's here. So thank you, Sid, for joining us, man. We really appreciate
no problem.
it.
Thanks for having me
Sid.
on.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for the chat and asking your questions. You got lots of happy birthdays in there, by the way, Colin.
Look at them all. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Big Riz.
And, we'll see you guys again next month. We got to figure out when our show is going to be. We'll have to work around Thanksgiving, but we'll definitely be having another one. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Have a good night.